welcome back to Milton Mo Junction. As you can see, I've progressed a bit with the ballasting. It's fine ballast, so very fine, and it's being laid all in the diesel depot, pretty much all over, and the bit you can see now is already dried. It took quite a time to set because it takes a bit of time to dry up here at the temperature it is at the minute, and we're just going to progress with that, see how we get on. So I'll see you shortly. Hi, well, as you can see, I've done a bit more work. I'm in the middle of doing it, so I've left all the materials out, all the woodland scenics, various ballasts and turfs, etc., bushes. And anyway, I've done all this. I've put an edge to it as well, rather than going over with ballast onto the edge. I've created a sort of gravel edge. It could be what was there before, but it's just breaks it up, and it means it's not all to one colour. So I put a bit of greenery in that, not too much, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I shall put some more greenery dotted around in various little bits and pieces, not too much, but again, obviously grass grows and weeds grow everywhere, so there will be little patches of grass, so not too much, but I will put some at some stage. And of course the whole area needs weathering to dull it down a bit, and so it's not sort of everything's grey but sort of relatively bright. Coming over here, again, it's still drying, but I've put a gravel area at the end of the concrete apron. That would, in my mind, that would be used to store stuff, and also some wagons could be unloaded onto that as well and carried onto the concrete apron. But yeah, that, again, that's to break up, so it's not all one colour. And what I've also been doing, if you can see over here, over all the more bottles and bits and pieces, I've ballasted the two tracks going round while the other side was drying. I got on with that, and probably the next job's going to be doing a bit of greenery in between them. I couldn't do the back one just yet because I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do over there. So I want it to be a refueling. That's going to be the depot that they drop off the oil to feed the fuel points over on this side behind me. But the tanks will be further away, so as if anything went wrong, it wouldn't cause too much damage to the depot, I guess. So that's going to be an oil tank over there somewhere. But I've got to work out how I'm going to do it, so I haven't done the ballasting or anything else over there just yet. So yeah, that's just showing you what's been happening and what I'm doing. Sorry if I'm moving this around too fast and everyone's getting a bit dizzy, but anyway, I'll come back when I've done a bit more. So bye for now. Okay, well, I've done a bit more as promised, and as you can see, I've ballasted a bit more along here and along here. I've now filled in between the two tracks that I've just showed you I ballasted, and that's now sort of completed in between the two tracks. I've worked a bit more ballast along the back, around the points, and I've put scenery or greenery along the back there. So we've now pretty much got to this point here. Again, the thinking behind this is sort of at the end of the gravel period area. I've blended it into the greenery, but it's shrubland, so it would have been walked across it. And bearing in mind this is O gauge, so it's not very deep. It's sort of just waste ground with not very high foliage on it. So I didn't really want to separate the couple of oil tanks or whatever I'm going to do over that side there. Didn't want to separate it too much from the main depot, and well, I guess it's not really, because as I mentioned before, this is O gauge, so the distance is not fantastic, so it's very hard to bear that in mind. But my main thoughts are, as I said earlier, to put a sort of tank or something here so that the oil tankers can come in and unload there, the oil stored there, and then it's pumped underground to the fueling points, which are one of which is in position. Obviously all of this is just the basic scenery. The details have got to go in later, and but that will be a general details all over once I finish the main scenery. What's next? Right, here I'm thinking of putting a loco cleaning plant. So that track there, I can't really put any ballast along it until I've sorted out the cleaning plant and how I'm going to do it. So I need to know what I need to ballast. These two outer tracks, I'm not really sure what I'm going to use those for. Can't really think of anything. They'll just be loco storage, I guess, unless anyone comes up with some brilliant ideas. I need some buffers at the end of them, but this will probably be the last little area here I'll do. So I've got to just along the end, I've got to just finish off the scenery along the edge here. I'll probably put gravel along there again. Just going to put a fence of some sort, as I mentioned earlier again in the previous video, I think. Just waiting for a fence, which hopefully I'm going to pick up the components for on Sunday. Bit of greenery on there, and so that's the main sort of base scenery finished on this bit right up to here. I've just got to finish this with some more ballast, but I've just sort of, there's 3 points to finish off, and I was getting the other 3 points over there finished, make sure they're all working and not jammed up once I've done the ballast for those, so that they're all okay. So there's the remaining 3 points to be done now. Once I've done that, this is the area I was concerned about, because it's the hardest to get across because of the console, and of course any glue dripping through goes onto the console and down below, so that'll probably be my next job then, and I can clear up all the cloths and everything underneath. But this is going on a bit now, so I think I'll probably close this for the moment and publish it, and then we'll wait for your comments if you wish to leave any, and then I'll start, or I'll get on with this for the rest of what I've just mentioned, see how we get on. But anyway, thanks for watching, and as I said earlier, leave your comments and subscribe if you wish, if you haven't already. So many thanks. Bye for now. Bye.